Hi everyone, welcome to the Shabby And Man podcast.
I'm Shabby.
I'm Man.
We're partners, parents, podcasters, broadcasters,
and everything else in between.
And today we're going to talk about something that's very close to our heart, something that actually brought the two of us together.
I wonder what that could be.
Music.
Music. If Shakespeare once said, if music be the food of love, khelte raho.
Khelte raho. I was going to say, if music be the food of love, keep cooking and posting on Instagram.
Play on. So Shabby, music has always been an integral part of our lives. As you're saying, it's what brought us together.
That's right.
In a way.
Yeah.
But do you remember when you first really got into music the first time when you thought, wow?
I remember vaguely, but I tell you what, I've been thinking about music a lot, especially after the episode we did with our kids, and I realized how our music taste is completely different from theirs. And some things, some tunes, some memories that will always be special to us, no matter what the trend is. My musical taste stems essentially from what my mum and my sister and my dad used to listen to. Dean Martin, Jim Reeves, a lot of that. And then my sister was in a rock band as well. She was quite the rock chick. So all my sister's influences, Sting, Deep Purple, Pink Floyd, Whitesnake, all of them I ended up listening to. And my mum was, of course, big time into, I like to think of her as the original mixtapes queen. Because, she'd have her compilation of Kishore Kumar favorites, her Mohammad Rafi favorites, Ghulam Ali, Lata Mangeshkar, of course. So I've had a very mixed kind of an influence. And strangely, although I'm a Bengali, and Bengalis are supposed to be very, very keen on Rabindra Sangeet, songs that Rabindranath Tagore not just wrote but composed the music for as well. But because I never lived in Calcutta, somehow I never developed a taste for Rabindra Sangeet. I've had many influences that have shaped my taste in music.
So now Rabindra Sangeet, just Sandesh?
Just Sandesh, that's right. Incidentally, Sandesh is not music, it's something you eat.
I know what it is. So when I came back here, I remember one of my friends gave me a tape which had Led Zeppelin on it, and we were all quite young, and I heard it and I thought, wow. And then he said, come over, and he's got two elder brothers. When you're like 14, 15, his brothers were like 19, 20, which is really old. So we went to his house, and it was this, now in hindsight, he was in some very posh place in Hampstead, and his brothers were one of the first people to get a CD player. But afterwards I found out that one of the houses down his road was, I think Lulu used to live there at the time, and it used to be Ringo Starr's house. So it was ex-Beatles house. So he lived in a very affluent area. So we went up to his attic. His brothers said, okay, this is the CD player, and he took out a CD. We'd never seen CDs and all before. It was brand new, and he took out, I think he played Money for Nothing. He had Brothers in Arms by Dire Straits, and he had Sledgehammer by Peter Gabriel, I think. And we were totally blown, and next day we went to school, and we were like, my God.
So were you blown by the music or by the CD player?
The atmosphere, the CD player, the hype, everything. When it's all mixed together, it's just amazing. So you know what, the really strange thing is that 2 years later, I'm living in India, and suddenly, from whatever I was listening to in England, in the time I think Wham and all was big. It changed to Anup Jalota, Pankaj Das. I was going to Kavi Sammelans, listening to Jagjit Singh, whoever Lata Mangeshkar was singing with at the time, or was it Mohammad Rafi or Kishore Kumar. I was listening to all those songs.
So music's always been an integral part, but of course, since I've got into radio, and music radio is what I've done essentially all my life, first in India, now here, naturally that opened up a whole new world for me. When it becomes your profession, you meet many more people, you go to more gigs, you hear more songs,
and you learn that much more about music. Like I remember doing jazz shows and country music shows, and you end up imbibing everything and loving it. Like I didn't like traditional jazz, but I loved the new kind of jazz.
You always tell the story, right, that you would actually hear in London when, is it acid jazz? Is that what it was called?
Oh yeah, that's
when it was actually.
Yeah, I did. I remember writing quite a lot about it in India as well. So I used to go to this place in Camden Town, which is quite close to my house. It was called Dingwalls. I don't think it's there anymore. So we used to do a lot of acid jazz. I think Charles Peterson used to be the DJ there in those early days, and all these James Brown's backing band used to turn up, and it was a great place every Sunday. I used to go and just dance my socks off. And that was us coming back from India, and before I left to go back there again. So I had 2-3 wonderful years here doing acid jazz. That was nice. I think once Prince turned up as well. He was one of my heroes.
What are your views on the kind of music that our kids are into? Because I firmly believe that music has lost its heart and soul. It's all about rap. It's all about, there isn't a melody that stays with you longer than a few weeks. You know,
No. That's your perspective. That's
reckon?
Yeah, because no one wants to like the same music as their mom and dad.
No, that's true. That's true. But it has changed so dramatically.
Actually, but saying that, I never liked the stuff I liked. Was not my generation.
It's the generation before you. Exactly.
I know. I should have technically liked Duran Duran and Aha and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But I went to the Pink Floyd kind of area.
But then that is the definition of a classic, right? By default, because these are songs that have stood the test of time and they've been favorites across generations. It doesn't matter if it's from the 60s or the 70s.
It's the same with the Hindi music as well. Like people still, if you ask me to sing a song or whatever,
the Kishore, the Lata,
it's still going to be Dam Maro Dam.
Now let's rewind a few years back to when we first met in India. When I first met you, you had long hair, you were busking in India. You were actually on the verge of cutting a record deal, were you?
Oh, yeah. And you're absolutely right. You know, I went with my guitar. I was in Goa and all these places, busking away, whatever you're saying. And I had this repertoire of all these songs I was into, from Dylan to Cat Stevens to Neil Young, but nobody was interested, you know. It was like, Auntie would say, Beta, can you play some John Denver, please? So I'd say,
whatever was popular in India.
There were the standard 3-4 songs you had to know. So I said, John Denver. Yeah, and she, Country Roads, Take Me Home. I said, yeah, I know that one. Can you play some Boney M? I said, I really don't know any Boney M. Everybody knows Brown Girl in the Ring. I said, I don't. And then it was Cliff Richard.
Yeah.
So I'd say, yeah, congratulations. They said, no, we want Bachelor Boy. But on the way, throughout that journey, I also learned some wonderful Hindi songs as well. In Nepal, they taught me Musu Musu Hasi, which was a traditional Nepali song.
Yeah.
I think Shan did it in the movie.
Shan did it.
They did it as Musu Musu Hasi, Dil Malailai. But it was actually Dil Malailai, I think, the original one. And then once I interviewed this Pakistani singer who was fantastic, and his song was so popular. His name was Ali Haider, I think. And the song was Purani Jeans or Guitar.
Yeah.
So I think thanks to living in 2 different countries, I think my appreciation of music is quite broad, quite varied. And it's a good thing, I think.
I have been forced to listen to a lot of Bollywood, which I enjoy a lot because obviously on my radio show, that's what I play.
Music ki baat kar rahe hain. So what is at the moment your favorite party song? You know, when you have to stand up and suddenly, because there's one thing you can do that I can't do is that, if I have to sing, I need a guitar, I need the accompaniments, I need that.
I just need an audience.
You just need an audience.
Yes. I don't know, my favorite keeps changing, but one song that seems to go down very well at parties is Kaisi Paheli Zindagani from Parineeta. I'm going to sing it a little bit.
Let's hear it.
Nahi, 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 ye baatein hai purani. Oh, kaisi paheli hai ye, kaisi paheli zindagani. Ha, ha, ha. थामा हारों को इसको किसने था ये तो बहता पानी कैसी पहेली है ये कैसी पहेली जिंदगानी ला 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 zu 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 zu.
I didn't realize you sing cabaret songs.
I do. There's a lot about me that you still don't know.
Shudder to think. Thanks for listening to the Shabby And Man podcast. Please do subscribe to us on iTunes or your favorite podcast site, and do feel free to rate us and review us, as that helps others to find us. Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Don't forget, we're on Stitcher and Podbean as well.